Football Dad's Army. As promised, we're live again today. We're talking about the Man City Arsenal game. Can we beat Man City? I'd love to get your thoughts, your opinions. Stick them in the comments. I'm starting to think that we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. We're going to be. Hang on, sorry. Yeah, I'm starting to think after last night and anticipating the game, I'm starting to think we might have a little bit of trouble here today. Earlier on, I felt a little bit confident that we could, give them a good game, but thinking about it, man, I think we might be able to match them on the pitch, but the bench screams that if changes have to be made, the best changes are going to be made by Man City all day long, and I don't think we're going to be out of the box with them. I'm very worried. I'm more worried about this game than I initially was. So, I mean, I know last season we took a point at the Etihad. We beat them at the Emirates. We also won the Community Shield over City. I'm worried, man. I'm worried, and I just want to know what you think out there. Do you think we've got what it takes? Do you think we can beat them? I mean, I'm not so sure. Does Sterling start this game? Who do we? What do we do about the Odegaard problem? There's a few questions to be answered, and and it's going to be very difficult for us to find a solution because in the last couple of games, although there was away games, and although we drew away to Atalanta, we drew away to Spurs. Both games, we was quite poor. We were solid and resolute in defence, but toothless. And we scored against Spurs from a set. We've got a great set piece coach at the minute. He should win some sort of an award from last season and this season. Like the set piece coaching has been second to none. And we scored a lot of goals from set pieces last season, and we got the winner against Spurs in the last Premier League game away to the Lane, and we got that win, which we got the 3 points. But the performances, I know they say the results is ultimately what counts, and if you play poor, it's a poor game, but you still get the points. Then that's what's the most important thing, which is true to a certain extent. But 3 away games on the spin is very, very difficult for any team, and we're going to the Etihad. We're going to the Etihad. Are we in for an hiding? Oh, mate, I am a bit nervous about it. Are you Arsenal? Yes, I'm Arsenal, Arc Trooper. I'm Arsenal. This is an Arsenal channel, Football Dad's Army. Uh, you Arsenal? I'm very worried about this game, man. I don't want it to. We're unbeaten this season, as it happens, and this game. Yeah, it is. I am worried about it. I'm not confident. I grew in confidence for the Spurs game before the kickoff last week, and I wasn't very impressed with the performance. I don't think a lot of people was, but happy to get the 3 points. Is it going to be the same thing? Would you take a draw? Would you take a draw at the Etihad, similar to what we did last season, beating City at the Emirates, but it was towards the end of the season we got that draw last year. This year it's is it game 4 or 5? I think it's game 5, isn't it? And it's early in the season, so a draw wouldn't be. I'm not going to say I'll take a draw, but what I will say is a draw wouldn't be a bad result. It wouldn't be a bad result this early in the season because last season, if we'd have beat City, we would have had a better chance of winning that league. Ultimately, it was the Villa game that cost us because we was top of the league. We had everything in our own hands, and then the loss to Villa cost us. But this game at the Etihad is going to be a very, very hard game, very difficult, and Haaland's on fire. Arsenal will struggle. Yeah, they will. I've got a bad feeling we're going to struggle. Haaland is on fire, although Saliba and Gabriel, the best defensive partnership centre halves in the league, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion as well. They're the best. They're the best partnership, definitely. And we have kept him quiet on in recent games, but he's on fire, ain't he? I don't know how many goals he's got in the 4 games. He's got about 9 goals, something around 9 goals in 4 games, something like that. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to stop someone like that, and he is a machine. He's an absolute machine. And I disagree with what Roy Keane said a little while ago. Goat Footy edits 3-2 City, my opinion. You will struggle. Yeah, we will struggle. We will struggle. And what the problem is as well is if we need to change something, we haven't got much on the bench. Saka, form not good either. Was trash at the Euros. He hasn't been great in recent weeks, has he? Saka. He hasn't been great from the Euros. Could be fatigue. What could it be? Martinelli also. Martinelli's form is rock bottom. I don't know why he started against Atalanta, because against Spurs he was lost. He was proper lost, and he started again against Atalanta. And when we're going to see Raheem Sterling, when's he going to start a game? Is he going to start? Is he going to start against his old club? Is he going to start today? Listen, I hope he does. I really hope he does start, because we need to see something. We need to see what he's capable of. We need to see if he's still got that bit of magic. Who does he start for? He starts for me, he starts for Martinelli on that left-hand side. What do we do up front? Do we start Havertz or do we start Jesus? It's very difficult. Is Havertz going to play in midfield? You know, Odegaard's missing. Declan Rice is back. Partey, Jorginho. How are we going to go? This is going to be a very tough test for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. I think it's going to be crucial how he decides to set the team up. Are we going to go? We're going to stick with a 4-3-3, or we're going to go to the 4-2-3-1 formation, which kept Spurs out. For me, I think we need to pack that midfield up like we did against Spurs. For me, we're away as well. Do we play Jorginho and Partey? Rice, does Havertz drop in midfield? It's very difficult, man. It's very difficult. Because I'm not a tactical genius, you know. I mean, but I think I will go the same way as what I did when I done my team selection against Spurs, with Jorginho sitting there and having Trossard in front of them two in the midfield. Trossard has to play. He's got to get his form back from somewhere. He ain't been as bad as Martinelli, I don't think. And obviously, it's got to be Havertz starting up front. Maybe if you do want to change, if you do want to change Sterling, maybe try playing Jesus over on that right, or even Sterling on the right and Jesus over on the left. They can change throughout the game. Havertz is a must to start up front for me, though, because if we're going to play to the wings, we're going to need to get crosses in the box, and Havertz his height advantage there over Jesus from playing through the middle would be an advantage to us if we're going to be crossing the balls in the box. But if we're going to be playing, don't think we can play it through the middle. I don't think we can. We are deeply missing Odegaard as well. A lot of people say Odegaard, you know, ain't as good as what he's ramped up to be, but I think we're missing him. I do. AFC always. How you doing, fella? Big game today. Let's hope Arsenal don't perform like AJ did last night and get bullied. AJ was absolutely smashed, wasn't he? He got the shit kicked out of him. I had a couple of bets on that fight. I had AJ round 3, 6 and 11. And he got smashed in 5. And I did have a cheeky 50p on Du Bois in round 1, just in case he hit him, which he did do, but he got through the round. That was 100 to 1. So I had a cheeky little 50p on that. Is De Bruyne injured? I don't think so. I've not heard anything. I think he's going to be okay, De Bruyne, and that's another problem for us. Midfield maestro, Rodri's going to be in there. Oh, Foden could be in there. They've got some players, City, man. And also, I mean, I watched the game. I watched their game, Inter Milan, in the Champions League in the week, and the commentator said there is over 400 international caps just sitting on Man City's bench. It just shows you. It just shows you the strength and depth they've got, and the juggernaut team they are, and why they've won the league so many times. Why they've done the treble. You know, they're an amazing team with an amazing manager, and we are in a bit of trouble. We are in trouble. Foden's form worse than Saka. Grealish playing well lately. Yeah, Grealish is playing. He's had a lot. He's had a lot to think about. Grealish. He didn't go to the Euros. He got a bit disgruntled there. I know he went to the last England friendlies, that pointless friendlies where injuries ravaged through the Premier League after that. Odegaard got injured, Calafiori got injured on their international duty, and Arsenal already got millions of injuries, it seems, isn't it? Arsenal did not spend money on a second keeper. Signed Neto on loan. We didn't spend money on a winger. Signed Sterling on loan. We didn't sign a striker. We let ESR and Vieira leave without a replacement. Exactly that. What a poor window. Poor window. I mean, I'm not worried about Vieira leaving, but Emil Smith-Rowe scored again yesterday for Fulham. Reece Nelson scored for Fulham as well yesterday against Newcastle, didn't they? So the two players we let go there from Arsenal, played well. Apparently, I didn't watch Match of the Day or anything, but they both scored. Emil Smith-Rowe was the one that left it's like a bitter pill to swallow. That got my back up. I wanted to keep him. It would have been perfect now for him to replace Odegaard. Would have been perfect for him to replace Odegaard right now, and that's a big mistake. That just screams of Serge Gnabry. Look at Serge Gnabry. We let him go a few years ago, and now he's one of the best wingers in the world. It is unbelievable. I said when we sold ESR, I'm upset about it, but I'm glad he's going to get a chance to play football, and he's going to be a superstar. He is going to be a superstar. He's going to smash it at Fulham this season. Perhaps he might stay there for 2 years, and he'll wind up at Real Madrid or somewhere like that, Barcelona maybe. One of the big, massive teams, getting loads of dough, big money. I'm hoping that we've got a buyback clause in the contract. I'm hoping we've got a buyback clause in there, or first refusal or something like that, because he is going to be an absolute megastar footballer, ESR. I think he's an amazing player. Brilliant. Brilliant. And we could have done with him. We've got this Merino midfielder, never heard of him before. We started in the summer. I know he was at the Euros for Spain. I know he scored that goal against Germany, but before that, I never heard of him. So, and then he gets injured in training. He's out for 2 months. Odegaard's probably out for the same amount of time. We're missing our first team midfielder, and we've got to play City away. We've played Tottenham away. Thank God we won that. But the frailties were still there. But we could still see that if you get a player sent off and you're playing against a lower ranked team, no disrespect to Brighton, we should have been able to cope with that. Last time we won at the Etihad was 2015. Winning today would make a huge statement. Yes, it would. If we can win this game today, if we've saved ourselves, do you think we've saved ourselves for this game? Arteta, knowing how important it is, the performance against Spurs was mediocre, although we won the game from a corner set piece. The game against Atlanta, away draw 0-0, nothing going forward. The defence was amazing, though, I've got to say. Do you think we've saved our energy, we've saved ourselves for this game? 3 away games as well, don't forget. It's very difficult. City aren't Spurs. City definitely ain't Spurs. Absolutely. But, I mean, why do we play so reserved? Why did we sit back? Why did we let Spurs have the ball for most of that game and just let them come onto us and hit them on the counter? Same against Atalanta. Why did we play a normal free-flowing football? Are we saving ourselves? Are we going to do the same thing against City? Superior team, superior player, superior manager. Are we going to try and Mourinho them? You know, are we going to like what he used to do? Just like get the players you've got, get them rallied up, and then just say, look, this is what we're going to do. The game plan is to not lose and try and get one on the counter from a set piece, maybe. Who knows? City struggle in Champions League also. They was poor against Inter. They was absolutely. I watched the game. I watched that game as well, yeah, because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what they was going to do. I was hoping they might get a couple. Ireland might get a little knock or something, and he was so he could have been unavailable for this game. Haaland is the main danger. He's the main man. He's the best. I haven't seen a striker like that. I haven't seen a striker like that. I mean, we say Henry was good, but you know Ireland's fucking. He's in a different league. I'm not saying he's better than Henry yet, but he's still young. He could be. He could, and the amount of goals he scores, he could be up there. He could, by the end of his career, he could be up there. We could be talking about him in the same breath as Henry and Bergkamp, mate. I'm telling you, he's got what it takes. We have got to brave against. We've got to be brave against City. Obviously, they are going to have more of the ball in possession. Yeah, we've got to let them have it. I don't think. I don't think we can outplay them. I don't think that we can play a normal game against them. Possession football, free flowing, try and score like that. We're probably going to be adopting the same tactics as what we have done in the previous two games. AFC. I believe that's what we're going to do. And we're going to have. It's going to be a tough game, man. Am I looking forward to watching it? Yeah and no. Yeah, I'm looking because I love football. That's the reason why I'm looking forward to watching it. But I don't want to see us take an hiding. If we somehow can get a win, it will be amazing. It will be amazing. And I've asked this question before to AFC, if you're still in the chat. I've asked this question before. Uh, you think? Oh, you've heard De Bruyne could be out. So someone asked that question earlier on. Is De Bruyne injured? And I wasn't sure. I haven't seen anything solid about that. But I did hear a little something that he could have had a little strain, like you just said. Little groin strain, but I haven't seen anything concrete on that. So, but does it matter? Does it matter if De Bruyne's injured? Kovacic could play. They've got so many players. They've got so many great players that could cover. That's why they're the juggernaut that they are. Uh, Alien edits, park the bus again. We could do that. It's quite possible that's what we're going to do. Park the bus and ride our luck and try and hit them on the counter. That's possible. Do you like that kind of football though? You know what? There is a thing called tactics, and against bigger teams, stronger, better teams, sometimes you got to know who you are. You know, we're not that team. Although we've run the league to the wire last season, we're not that team. We're not better than City. We're not as good as City. I think we're on par with Liverpool. You know, we're on par. We're better than United and Chelsea started to play well as well. Chelsea has started to click. You know, it's going to be a tough season this year, man. It's going to be a lot tougher than last year. We might see what's going to be important for me. What's going to be the most exciting bit of this league this season is the race for the top four for the fourth spot, because United have started to click. Chelsea has started to click. Liverpool, there's them three, but also Newcastle lost to Fulham, so Newcastle could be dropping out. Brighton ain't been playing too bad. There's Aston Villa. There's them top. I think it's going to be City, Arsenal, and then the next two for the top four. That's going to be an interesting battle for me. I'm your big fan. My name is Rijul. Rijul, oh, thank you very much, Rijul. You're my fan, are you? I ain't got many fans. Is that? Is it? Did I say your name right? Is it Rijul? I ain't got my glasses. I can't. It's hard to pronounce. Or Rijul. Yeah, oh, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Stick a like on the video if you don't mind me, old mate. AFC, if you're still there, stick a like on the video. AFC, this is the question. Sorry, would you take a draw? Would you take a draw at the Etihad this early in the season? Kevin De Bruyne is... Aces, what's happening, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Kevin De Bruyne is 50-50. He's going to play. He's probably going to score a worldie. Boy, I'm going to study for my tomorrow exam. Laugh out loud. Good luck, Nick. Good luck to you, Alien Edits. Good luck to you, sir. Rejul. Hopefully I said your name right. I've already stuck a like on the video. Cheers, AFC. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Would you take the draw? Aces, would you take the draw? I know Aces wouldn't take the draw, but at the end, I'm starting to think I'd take the draw. We do need the 3 points, but if we take a draw of the City don't get any more points either. So it'd be the same. We'd be the same points behind. Getting them 3 points is important. We should be going for it. But can we do it against City? Don't forget, it's 38 games this season. It's a long haul. It's a long haul, man. It's a long race. There's plenty of football to play. Do you know what? Back in the day, when we was beating Man United to the title, we was drawing at Old Trafford and beating them at the Emirates or Highbury. So that's how you win titles as well. You know, stopping your closest rivals at their ground and doing them at yours. So on that logic, I'll take a draw. You might think I'm talking shit. You might think, but it's just what I'm thinking. My opinion. I think, as long as we beat it, if we draw, as long as we beat them at the Emirates, then over the season, over the course, when you look back on it, I'll be happy with that. Only chance of scoring a goal is from set pieces. Yeah, that's very true. We're quite toothless going forward. I mean, I know Havertz coming to his own towards the second half of last season, and started banging in goals and started playing well when he was moved up front into that false nine position. He ain't done too well the last few games though, is he? I hear what you're saying, but for me, we need to beat Man City home and away if we want to win the league. Yeah, I do get that as well. I do get that as well, but I don't think we can beat them. AFC away. I don't want to go and attack them and then leave ourselves, open at the back and get susceptible for the counter. I know we've got a great defence, but how do we do it then? How do we do it? How do we beat Man City? How can we beat that team? I mean, I can't think. They're just too good. Wearing my 1975 home kit today, are you? Well, I've got my 89 one, the away. Oh no, I've got the home and the away. That's my favourite kit of all time, the 89 one. I've got that at home, but I'm at the missus' house today. I've been here for a few days. She's looking after me. So I'm going to be watching it here. I'm going for a 1-0 to Arsenal, set piece. Okay, I might have a look at that in the 1-0 Arsenal. I might have a look at that on the old betting app and see what the prices are for that. 1-0 Arsenal, oh, please God, fingers crossed, AFC. Fingers crossed that happens, bro. Fingers crossed. City score goals from minute. They do, man. They're just unbelievable. But look how good Raya's been. Look how good Raya's been in goal as well, though. Not only have we got a great defence, but Raya's starting to impress me in that goal as well. Look at the agility. Look how quick he got up. He saved the penalty against Atalanta. He saved the penalty and the rebound. Nice double save there. He done the same thing agility-wise against Villa. When they hit the crossbar, he dived, he's on the floor, and then he's hit the crossbar, come back out to Watkins, got up quick enough to save the rebound again. His agility is brilliant. I think he is showing why he's a better keeper than Ramsdale for me at the moment. No offence, I feel like City 4-0 today. Listen, I ain't offended, Papillon Wings. I ain't offended, bro. It's your opinion, it's your opinion, you're entitled to it. You're entitled to it, of course you are. Mate, listen, I won't be surprised if we get smashed either. But it depends on how we play. Raya hasn't played against any top opposition until today. Well, this is it. Questions are going to be answered. Questions are going to be answered today because we're playing the best team in the world, with the best manager in the world, probably the best manager there's ever been. He's above Ferguson and Clough and Shankly and all them great managers. Wenger, he's above them for me now. Mourinho, for me, he's above them for me. He is now. I don't want City to win either. Not a fan of City after all the breaches. We don't know if they're guilty though, bro. We don't know. This could be like the witch hunt. We don't know. We don't know. It's not easy thing to comment on if we don't know the facts, and unless you do, I'm not sure. But I mean, I don't know the actual facts. I don't know what the actual charges are. I know it started, but it's going to be longed off anyway. This is going to take a long time. 115 charges. They're going to slow it down. They're going to long it off. They've got the best. Look at the money they've got. City. They're going to have the best solicitors. You know, the best solicitors money can buy. So they're going to have every loophole. They're going to be able to delay everything. If it's inevitable that they're going to get found guilty, they're going to delay. They're going to find ways around shit. It's going to go on for years. This thing, man. It's going to go on for a long time. It is. I did hear that it was going to be sorted by the end of the season, which I thought was gospel. But then I was speaking to somebody and they said, "Look, mate, you got to think about it. It's going to take years. It's going to." And when I thought about it, I thought, you know what? You're probably right, man. City will only get a transfer ban and a massive fine in the verdict. You think so? Transfer ban, I don't think a transfer, but if they get found guilty, mate, they've got to get point deductions. Why wouldn't they get a point deductions? Look at what happened to Everton and Forest last season. They got point deductions, mate. They've got to get a point deductions. Don't fine them. The fine is not going to hurt them unless they're going to donate the money to grassroots football. The FA, so don't take the money for themselves. They get the fine, donate it, put it down the ladder, put it down to grassroots. That's where I think all these fines should go anyway. The FA earn enough money without earning up the fines. If someone gets a fine for being sent off or whatever fines they get, that should all go down to grassroots for me. What do you think about that? Transfer ban and fine won't affect Man City. Of course it won't. They've got players. Look at the players they've got. What did they do in the summer? I think they signed that Savio. Is it Savio? And they got Gundogan back from Barcelona. I can't remember them signing any other players. They don't need anybody. They don't need no one. Pep's in his last year. He's not renewed. That's one thing I'm thinking about as well. Pep's in his last year. He's in his last year of his contract at City. And if he's confident that they're going to get found not guilty, he'll sign a new deal probably. But if he doesn't sign a new deal, it's going to make you think, is City going to be in trouble? Unless he wants to go on another sabbatical, like he did a little while ago, didn't he? He had a year off. I can't remember what team he was managing. Was he managing Bayern Munich and then he had a year off before he came to City? Something like that it was. Pep's going Arsenal. Yeah, I don't think so. I'd love that though, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, AFC? Arsenal fans out there, you would love that. That would be amazing. Come on in, let's get some score predictions. There's 6 people in the chat. Let's get score predictions. AFC always has already said 1-0 Arsenal. Someone else, I can't remember what one of his it was. Papa Wings, I think, said 4-0. John Rowan's in the chat. How you doing, John? John's saying 1-1. Yeah, I mean, I have done a prediction and I can't remember what I said. I done it on the podcast on last Tuesday when we done our score predictions with the panel, but I can't remember what I said now. 2 or 3 City from Aces. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking maybe 2-1 City. But I think we had when I think I can't, when I think about it, I think our defence is solid. Though. We've got the best defence. Are they going to get 2 or 3? Are they going to get 4 goals? If they score a couple, our heads might go down. That's true. We're quite a young team as well. It's difficult for me, man. It's difficult for me. But I mean, I'm still an Arsenal fan. I've still got to have faith. I don't want to be arrogant in any way, shape, or form about this, but excuse me. I'm also going to agree with AFC always for this one. I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal. I think on a set piece, counter attack, we're going to soak up the pressure. We're going to get a free kick or a corner, and we're going to score. We're going to do them 1-0. What a double save from Raya Thursday. I think he's got a big say in it. Yeah, we were just talking about that, John, one of the, I can't remember which one in the chat it was, said that he hasn't played against anybody big this season yet, which is true. Oh, excuse me, I've got to try and find my pump. The old chest is playing up. I'm very sorry about that. Aces, Partey will get exposed in the midfield today. If he plays, I think, yeah, I agree. Partey and either Partey and Jorginho, I think we might have to play them both like we did against Spurs. I think we need to sit on that double pivot. Most definitely, don't be arrogant. Arrogant is Spurs fans. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, they're like, I won't say arrogant, I'd say more delusional than arrogant Spurs fans. They're a team that think they're better than what they actually are. Absolutely, they've always have, they always will. That's just who they are, Spurs. I mean, I don't want to think that about our club. I don't want to think that we're better than what we are, because as I said earlier on, we're not quite there yet. We're not. I mean, you've got to admit it. You've got to admit that. You've got to use your eyes and look and just be humble about it. Say, look, we're not there. Arsenal women 1-0 Manchester City. Oh, did they beat them 1-0? Did they? Okay. Well, let's hope the men can do the same thing. John Rowan would say he's the best in the Premier League at the moment. Would you agree? Yeah. Well, I think he's as good. Ederson. He's as good as Ederson. He's as good as Alisson. He's as good as what's our keeper's name? The old keeper, is it Martinez, the Villa keeper? He's on par with all of them at least. He's on par, definitely. If Man City score first, it's going to be peak. Listen, see that word peak, right? Does that mean good or bad? AFC always. I know it's a word that I've seen loads of YouTubers use, loads of football content creators use. It's peak. I'm not, but I can't work out sometimes. Is it gonna But I've heard them use it in both contexts of something being good and something being bad, and so it means bad. So peak, but peak's like the peak is the top. So this is what I couldn't work out. I must have shit. My kids say like, oh, what was it like for a lot they say bear. Bear's nothing. It's like a reversal thing. Like there's bear people in the park. What? Like bear people? That means a lot, doesn't it? So I've got to get used to this slang, man. These kids talk like that. I think it's got to leave Martinelli out today. Absolutely, John. He missed a great chance Thursday night. He did. His form's gone. His form's gone, man. His confidence is at an all-time low. It's an all-time low, his confidence. And I think Sterling should start there. Sterling should start on that left. Or if he's going to play Jesus, play Jesus on one of the wings. I think Havertz has got to start up front, though. Although he hasn't been that good in the recent games, scoring goals, but I don't want to see Martinelli starting play Sterling. Yeah, I agree. Trossard has got to be that 10 for me. He's got to take that Odegaard's place. He's got to play central. I know he plays well cutting in from the wing as well, but I think we need him to step up and sort of. Odegaard's going to be out for a few weeks, like a couple of months even. So he's got to make that position his own, and then Odegaard's going to have to struggle to get back into the team. Sterling definitely a bit off the pace on the left. He hasn't really had a lot of time though, John. He's what's he had? He's come on. I've seen him come on twice. He come on against Spurs for 10 minutes, Atlanta for 10 minutes. I haven't really seen a lot of him yet to judge on that, mate. I mean, I know when Trossard come on, who did he come on against earlier in the season? With his first touch of the ball, he scored, didn't he? And we've got the other game, we've got the earlier kick-off, Brighton. Who's Brighton playing? Who are they playing, Brighton? I can't think. Brighton and City both to win, have £20 on it. Who they got? I forgot who they've got, Brighton. I can't remember. Oh, it was against Villa, Trossard, yeah. It was Villa. Yeah, yeah. Uh, John, who's Brighton got? I can't remember. It's Forest. Yeah. They beat Liverpool at Anfield last week, though. They're buzzing, mate. They are buzzing. Proper. I mean, it might be worth having a bet on Forest. Might be better. They won at Anfield last week, mate. That was a shock of the season so far. It'd be like Arsenal beating City at the Etihad. Like Forest beat Liverpool at Anfield, wouldn't it? Would it be as big a shock as that? Brighton home is money. So is Liverpool at home. Think about it. We'll lose at Anfield. When do Liverpool lose at Anfield? They fucking don't, do they? Well, they did last week. They did last week, didn't they? Yeah, so it's a tough one. Did you watch that? Yeah, I watched the fight last night, mate. I was so disappointed. He was. I looked at him and I thought his chin was too high straight away. His guard was low, his chin was high. You know, he's asking for trouble. Liverpool always lose to small clubs every season, but not at Anfield. I haven't really nothing stuck out for me at Anfield though, bro. I can't. They might lose them little games away, but at Anfield, that's a fortress, bro. That's a fortress. Excuse me, 1 second. Uh, so yeah, my son's got his tablet on. He's got it too loud. Du Bois was 101 round five. I had bets on round 3, Joshua 6 and 11, Joshua, and I had 50p on Du Bois round 1. It was 100 to 1 as well. 100 to 1 as well. What's he doing? He's got his football game on, this lad. Yeah, Atlanta won 3-0 last season and Palace won 1-0. What, at Anfield? Yeah, that's right. Atlanta, they did beat them at Anfield. You're right. You're right. I've just remembered they won the Europa League last year, didn't they? Yeah, they beat. Yeah. I don't remember that Palace game though, bro. I don't remember that one. So thanks for correcting me. You know, no one's perfect. You get things wrong. Get things wrong sometimes, but generally they are fucking solid at Anfield. And for Forest, you know, relegation fodder, to do them at Anfield is a great achievement for them, man. Did you get thunder and lightning where you live? It was bad where I live. Got a power cut. Yeah, man. Thunder and lightning. Well, after the boxing last night, it started raining heavy, and then I've been watching this program called Lost. I know it's from like early 2000s, but I've never seen it. But I've binge watched it, 6 seasons of it, and I had about 3 episodes left to watch on the last season, and I watched them last night after the fight. So my eyes were stinging, and I was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed, and it was boom, thunder, lightning, and that was keeping me awake. So I'm a bit baggy eyed today, some bag under the eyes, a bit tired. Palace won 1-0 at Anfield. Same day when Villa won 2-0 at Emirates. Same day. Yeah, when we threw away the title, Aces, when Arteta, Jesus come back from injury and Arteta dropped Havertz to midfield and played Jesus up front and we lost 2-0. Yeah, when he cost us the title, Arteta, that's another thing and all. We didn't know it was going to cost us the title at the time, but ultimately it did, didn't it? It fucking did, didn't it? Yeah. That's probably why I don't remember that Palace one because I was so fuming about that loss that Villa inflicted on us. But we've got our revenge anyway. We got our revenge this season. They beat us home and away last season. Zinchenko left back. What today? No way, man. Are you sure? Timber's been all right there, man. Uh, that's why can't we see Timber? Sorry, not Timber. Zinchenko in that midfield. Why can't we see him in that midfield? Because he inverts. He plays in midfield for Ukraine. Why can't we see him in that midfield? What he's bought him as a versatile player, so use his versatility then. And I think he'd be a better midfielder than a left back because I don't think he's a great left back, especially when he inverts and don't get back quick enough to cover. Gabriel used to have to go and cover him. You know, I think we should use him in the midfield. That's a good point. He says. I think. What do you think out there, AFC? Do you think we should see him in midfield? Do you imagine playing him in midfield and he fucking bosses it? Because I mean, I was quite open to letting him leave, but if this is a chance. Odegaard's not there. It's a chance we've got now. Play Zinchenko in that midfield role. Why? Why not? He's not going to play Ethan Emmanuel. He might come on for like 10, 15 minutes at the end. Well, against City, he might not actually. But, you know, Trossard has to start on the left today. Arteta does do some dumb shit at times. He does Papillon wings. He does, man. Trossard on the left. So do you start Sterling? Where do you start Sterling? Do you play Sterling on the right and drop Saka? Do you use him as a false nine? Sterling could play a false nine, apparently. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing from other YouTubers and other Arsenal fans. What do you do? Martinelli needs to be dropped. I think we all agree with that at least. Martinelli does need to. He needs something, man. This is what the problem. My problem with Arteta is he's not a good man manager. And a friend of the channel, Anthony Herbert, pointed that out to me. You know AFC always. He pointed it out to us, and he said this. Martinelli needs an arm around him. He needs a man manager. He needs someone to help his confidence, and Arteta's not that. He might be good technically. He might be a decent coach, but an actual manager, maybe not. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Bristol Rovers tractor supporter. Bristol City, he supports. They won yesterday. I had him in my bet. I always thought he was City. I'm sure it's City he supports. They says, isn't it? Not Rovers. Is that why you say Rovers? Just like to wind him up. Yeah, so what do you think of Zinchenko starting in midfield today? Would you start Zinchenko in midfield? Because that's a good shout, man. We need ex-City player as well. He knows Pep. Anthony's Bristol Rovers. Oh, he's Bristol Rovers. Okay, I thought he was City. My bad again. Keep getting things wrong today, Aces, man. You keep doing me. You keep blowing me up. Arteta needs to know and understand how to utilise players to their strengths and also learn more about game management and man management to players. Absolutely. Absolutely, AFC always. Good statement there, me old mate. I would start Raya in the mid. You would start Raya in the midfield. Papillon wings. You're no Arsenal fan. Did you tell me you support? You might have done. I'm a bit absent-minded, but did you tell me you support? You're Liverpool, I bet. Tony was fuming after the Chelsea result. Was he? I didn't see. I watched that as well. Got this thing. I watched that as well. I watched that game on. That was on the early kickoff, weren't it? So I watched two games yesterday. What was the other game I watched? I can't remember the other game I watched yesterday, but I did watch two games yesterday. That was the early kickoff, weren't it? West Ham Chelsea, 3-0. I said, hold up, there was someone in the chat yesterday morning. Who was it? There was someone in the chat on the video I done yesterday, and I said Nicholas Jackson to score the first goal. I said 2-0. Did I say 2-0? Oh, I can't remember anyway, but I did say Nicholas Jackson to score the first goal. I did. Oh, you're a Newcastle fan. Oh, you done well yesterday. 2 ex-Arsenal players scoring against you yesterday. Yeah. Did you see the West Ham supporter knocked out Chelsea supporter outside London Stadium after the match on Twitter? No, I didn't see it. Didn't see it. Well, he got a bit leery. Yeah, Papillon wings. Yeah, man. But that, the old phone rang. The old phone rang, man. It does happen. It happens. You know, when you do the things on your phone, the phone rings sometimes. No, I didn't see that, man. So the Chelsea supporter must have got a little bit leery. Gets sparked, gets KO'd. I'll see a video once on Twitter. It was, I think it was a Spurs fan getting absolutely just. He was asleep before he hit the floor. He got. I think it was it a cup game, and it was a Millwall fan or something like that. It was, and they're giving it as the I can't remember what team. I think it was Millwall. I'm not sure though. Walking past the Tottenham fans, down, you know, they're all screaming and shouting and abuse them, and just one of them just steps out of the crowd and goes crack, knocks him spark out. You can see, you hear the crunch, and you see his head go back, and you see like he was asleep before he hit the floor. He went down like he'd been shot in the forehead. Hopefully Arsenal soften up City's legs for us next week. Yeah, yeah. So they're at St James's Park next week. Then they can't be at home again. They've had a few home games in. They must be at St James's Park next week. Yeah. So where was I going? What was I saying? Saying yeah, the early kickoff. Oh, it's the early kickoff. Yeah, be watching that. Bolton home Wednesday. He will probably bring in some changes. Leicester home next Saturday. Yeah, we've got Leicester next week. I know that, but yeah, Bolton. It's going to be Bolton. It's the League Cup game. We're going to see Ethan Inman. Yeah, we're going to see probably Miles Lewis Skelly. We're going to see some of the youngsters in that game. Absolutely. City versus Watford in Carabao Cup on Tuesday night. You're playing on Tuesday. City are playing on Tuesday. So we're playing on Wednesday. So you've got a 2-game rest. They've got a 2-day rest, City. Oh, good. Let's hope Watford knock them out of it. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up because I've got to get back to the children. She's out getting the dinner. Newcastle went Wimbledon AFC. Have you? What day's that, on Tuesday or Wednesday? We are on live Wednesday on Sky. Yeah, I know, John. I know, mate. I've been thinking about doing a watch along on Wednesday. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing a watch along, John. One of these game again this season. I have done them before, but I didn't get a lot of participation. I might sort of mention it on the podcast on Tuesday. See if there's any interest on it. And I might do one on Wednesday. I might do a watch along for the game. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I've got to see. Man City can afford to have a 1-day rest with their squad depth. Absolutely. AFC always. Absolutely. That'd be good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've seen. I mean, I've tried them before, but you know, they don't always go well. I mean, I've tried them on this channel, and I've seen them on loads of other channels, and I've seen the responses and the chat, and you know, I've seen it all go mental. But I haven't actually had that kind of luck on this one yet, so I'm not sure. I might let it build up a little bit first before I actually do watch-alongs again, because there was a waste of time before. There was sometimes I only had. Look, I've got 7 people in the chat here, which would have been all right for a watch-along actually. But I've had like one in the chat and none for ages, and then 1 or 2. You know, it hasn't always been great on this channel, but I might try it again. I might. Let's see how it go. I might try it again on this one, watch-alongs. But anyway, thanks to everybody. I'm gonna cut out now. I've got a couple of things I've got to do, but I appreciate everybody in the chat. Fingers crossed for today. Yes, John. Fingers crossed. AFC always big up. Papillon wings big up. Aces biggies all up, man. Love yous all. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see yous all later.